Another saint story made with love.
Hello, I am Joan. I was born in 1412 in the village of Domremy, France. I was not a princess. I was not a noble. I was a farmer's daughter who loved God. When I was about 13 years old, I was in my father's garden. It was around noon. Suddenly, I saw a great light near the church. Then I heard a voice. At first, I was afraid. But the voice told me to be a good child and to go often to church. Later, I understood that it was Saint Michael the Archangel. He was accompanied by heavenly angels. Afterward, Saint Catherine and Saint Margaret also came to me. They encouraged me, instructed me, and helped me understand God's will. For several years, I kept these things in my heart. Then the saints revealed the mission God had prepared for me. France was suffering from war. Cities were falling. People were losing hope. And God was calling me, a village girl, to help. I wondered how such a thing could be possible. But the saints assured me that God would guide me. They told me that I must go to Charles, and help him reclaim his kingdom. At 17 years old, I left my home and traveled across France. Many doubted me. Many laughed at me. But I trusted God more than my fears. When I met Charles, I told him that God wished him to be crowned king. Soon afterward, I rode with the French army. I wore armor, but I preferred to carry my banner rather than a weapon. On my banner were the names of Jesus and Mary. With God's help, the siege of Orléans was lifted, and hope returned to France. Later, Charles VII was crowned king at Reims, just as the saints had foretold. But my mission came with suffering. I was captured and handed over to my enemies. I was imprisoned and brought to trial. The judges asked me again and again about the voices. I answered as truthfully as I could. I would rather die than deny what God had shown me. On May 30, 1431, in Rouen, France, I was condemned to be burned. I was 19 years old. As I faced death, I asked for a crucifix. Holding my eyes upon Jesus, I repeatedly called upon his holy name. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. And so I returned to the Lord. Years later, the church declared that my trial had been unjust. In 1920, I was canonized a saint. Little soul, God often chooses the humble to accomplish great things. Do not be afraid when he asks something difficult. Trust him. Remain faithful. And keep your eyes fixed on Jesus. I am Saint Joan of Arc. A farmer's daughter who trusted God more than fear. Follow Cute Messengers for more saintly stories. Cute Messengers, small voices, heavenly messages.
Thank you for watching.